welcome to the Just Right Review. I am your host, author Dorcent. The Just Right Review not only brings the book to you, but the heart and the soul of the author. I'm super excited, as always, to bring our guest to you today, author Regenia Harrell. Am I saying it correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
I probably should have asked that before we started the show. But anyway, I met Regenia at the Literary Cafe at Millmont College that was sponsored by Lynn and Carr. And you were so quiet and you weren't saying much. And I remember my table was next to your table, but you had a lot to say. Yes, and I'm just glad that we were able to connect and you're here today. So thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
I want to go ahead and introduce you to our viewers and share a little bit about your bio. We're going to be reviewing your book today, Pursue Your Purpose, and it's talking about don't break down, break through, and this is a devotional.
Yes, ma'am.
And so let's go ahead and look at your bio. You were born in Kinston and raised in Vanceboro, North Carolina, currently residing in Greenville, North Carolina. You are a minister in training and the founder of Sisters of Splendor, which is your purpose to empower women to define themselves and to value their worth. Your mission is to reach out to women who have been broken and desires to reestablish their independence. You're also a dance instructor, a step team coach, and a mother of two. So you do quite a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
So we want to just, first of all, like I said, we talk about different things and how we get started. How did you, or what led you to write this devotional? Because it seems to me it's a very personal story.
Yes. For you.
So what led you to write Pursue Your Purpose?
Well, with this, it actually stemmed off my very first book, Don't Break Down, Break Through. And that is kind of a funny story, but it's pretty much, I got the idea from God years ago.
Okay.
And at the time I got the idea, I was like, Lord, I'm really not going through anything right now, so why should I write this book? So when he gave me the idea, the title, he started giving me things about it. So when I wrote the first book, that's when the devotional started coming to me as well.
Okay.
And so just with this devotional, I said, you know what, sometimes people go through a lot of stuff they don't know how to come out of. And that was my story at the time. I was going through some things. That's when I started going through some things and I started writing that first book. So when the devotional came out, I said, okay, God, I'm ready to start walking people through how to actually go through stuff and how to get out of it.
Right.
So that's how this devotional came about, Pursue Your Purpose, because a lot of times we'll get caught up in doing a whole lot of stuff other than what we're purposed for.
Amen.
So this just an encouragement to to help people pursue what they're called to be.
Amen. Amen. So initially, when you got the title, you weren't even going anywhere.
I wasn't going through nothing at the time. I wouldn't say like nothing, but nothing big to talk about.
Right, right. But God was preparing you even then.
Yes, ma'am.
Even then, and then the trial came later.
Yes, ma'am.
And as you walked that out, you could then write and tell people how they can come out and break through it to pursue their purpose. So that is awesome. As I read it, I saw that it talked about struggles, and when we're in our pain, a lot of times we can't even see anything beyond that. My mom used to say you can't see the forest for the trees. And so you're in that position. All you think right now is, I'm going through this. And it makes us very self-centered. And so we can't see beyond that. So your book is to bring light to that and say, okay, I know you're going through. Trust me, I've been through it. However, this is for a reason. This is going to strengthen you. So I like the fact that it's in a devotional because you have in the book, you have questions for self-reflection. You provide scripture and even guiding prayers, which is important. I know that I've gone through things and couldn't even pray, didn't even know the words to pray. And so you put it in a format where if they can't think of the words, you have those words there for them. So I think it's a wonderful tool. One of the things in the book it also talks about is how we can pursue our purpose and not to look for others to define who we are and what we're called to do. And you use, for example, King David in the Bible, which I love King David. And it's interesting because I'm reading Samuel right now. I just finished 1 Samuel and moving into 2 Samuel. And David was overlooked by his own dad. All his brothers were called forth for the pursuit of king, although David was the chosen one. Why did you feel it was important to put that in the book? Don't look for others to define who you are.
Because sometimes people would get like in a situation where they feel like I'm not pretty enough. I'm not strong enough. I don't have the strength. I can't talk well enough or pray well enough to do X, Y, Z. But the thing is, God seeks out the one that people think that have the less thing to pull on people.
Right.
Because sometimes we think, you know, well it's just little old me. What do I have in me? Because they are powerful people. But sometimes, I know that the pastors and stuff, they preach, they hard out and stuff like that. But sometimes on the outside of the church are the ones that go out, evangelize, talk to people, tell them about God, which give them the encouragement to bring them to church, so they can hear that pastor. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's almost like an interceder. So I just look at, sometimes we find ourselves like we're small, we can't do stuff. But God said it's just something in you that can pull people. And that's what we got to look for. So instead of saying that, you know, what we're not good enough at, it's pretty much, you know, what do I have that others don't that can bring people.
That's good. And I like what you said, because I will always say I was a strange bird growing up. I like to read. I like to write. I'd rather stay in sometimes and study than to go outside and play. That's weird for some. So the awkward person, the nerdy person, the unique person, there's a humility there that God has placed in us. And as you said, it's not always the person that's in the pulpit preaching. It's not always the evangelist that travels, but it's the one that has the humility, that has these unique abilities, as you said, that our purpose really is outside of the church.
It is.
You know, the light should not only be shining in the church, the light is supposed to shine outside and draw. And so that's what that uniqueness is about. So I really like the fact that you talked about King David being overlooked, but he was the anointed one. Praying. The book talks a lot about praying.
Yes.
And I love praying. As my kids know. My daughter's in the room, she said, Mom, don't tell me that many stories. I don't tell too many stories. But I just love to get in the presence of God.
Yes.
And I think that sometimes helps us. In the book, you talk about basking in the Lord's presence.
Yes.
Why is that so important?
Because sometimes when we do everything, what I say, in flesh, we tend to mess up all the time. But when we start building that relationship with God and just talking to Him, worshiping, praising Him, it seems like we gain a new mind and a new heart to do things. And if, like I said, if you don't take the time out to pray and ask Him for guidance, you're going to continue to always walk in failure. And you know, that has been my main thing, you know, trying to do everything fleshly and not praying, you know, try to do stuff before prayer. But when you start praying and gain that relationship with God and just love on Him, and guarantee you, I promise you, He'll bless you back.
Amen.
He will bless you back. He starts sending people your way. I mean, it's unexplainable sometimes.
It is indescribable. It's a very intimate moment with God, but I think also what's key is consistency.
Yes.
We'll say, well, I prayed like twice in a row. Shouldn't that be enough? And so we hadn't developed a disciplined daily, I don't want to say regimen because it sounds like it's very robotic, but we have to have a consistent prayer life. And it cannot be sporadic or every now and then. I don't think we should, I mean, this is me personally, because I'm an early riser, so I'm going to be more privy to rising early, just have time with God. But I really think if you save Him for the end of the day, and at this point you're not giving Him your best, because you're tired, you know, physically, you know, we don't have the ability to do all that we need to do and then still give God our 100%. So I just wanted to add that a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
Going through the book is so good, and I encourage you, get the book. You know, this is a review. We can't give it all to you, but we want to give you the best parts of the book. So we're going to fast forward a little bit, and during the break, you shared something with me that I would have never known.
Yes, ma'am.
And I really would like you to share that, because you do not look like what you've been through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in October, I was going through some stuff, the financial things and being a single parent, and it was just a lot piled on me because I was trying to suppress everything I was going through by making myself busy. Right. And sometimes we find ourselves doing that. Just put that on the back burner. We ain't gonna worry about it. Yeah. But then that's when I had that light stroke. I was talking to my friend on the phone, and as we began to talk, I noticed that my voice and stuff started slurring. Right. I had already had a headache for the day. I was sweating, but I was still trying to do work and stuff, trying to suppress it. So when I was talking to her on the phone, I started noticing my voice start slurring. I said, Lord, now, if I'm not mistaken, these are symptoms of a stroke. And I don't like going to the doctor, but that day I had to go. You had to. And when I went, that's what they told me. They said, you suffer a mild stroke. And they said it was good that you got in here when you did, because it could have been bigger. Wow. And I'm like, what in the world? How in the world? I'm too young to have a stroke and stuff like that. So, but even in the midst of being in the hospital, because they were running other tests. Right. I had someone I had to minister to. Wow. And I'm like, Lord, I'm in the hospital bed, trying to get myself together. And still, what in the world? But he had me to minister to that young lady and change some stuff, in her life. Because even the book and stuff I wrote, I'm kind of scared to write it. Yeah. But even the first book that I wrote, I remember in the middle of the night I got a text, and she didn't have a hold of my book, but she did have my CD. And as she read it, she said, you changed my life. She said, because I could have, I contemplated suicide. She said, but because of your book, she said, it changed my life. It changed my whole way of thinking of things. So now I know how to handle my situation. I was like, wow. I said, even if it may be more testimonies out there that I haven't even heard of, but just because it reached that one, I was just glad of that, because I said, Lord, even through my struggles, you still bless me to be able to bless somebody else. And I thank him for that. Because even in the midst of writing this book, I was just getting it out, and just had ideas and stuff for it, but stuff just kept piling on and piling on and piling on to keep me from even writing this book. It was a struggle to get it written. Yes, ma'am. So once I got it out in January, and God gave me another idea for another book, the devil said, not today. Wow. So he wanted to attack me in October. Wow. So I'm like, wow. So it's something I know that I'm purposed for, because he just been on my back. Yeah. He's been on my back real bad. It's a restorer. Yes, every time. Yes, ma'am. So I'm crying, y'all. I am messing up my makeup. But if they were in the room, there are 4 people in this room. You can only see 2 on the film, but the presence of God is in the room. Yes, ma'am. And it just really, touched me to know how much he loves us, and even in the midst of our struggle, he'll give us confirmation, and he'll use us for his glory. So yes, I want to just thank you for being open and sharing, and just continue to let him use you. God is a restorer. Yes, ma'am. And no matter what you're going through, he's going to bring you out for his glory. Yes, ma'am. Amen. So thank you for sharing. Yes, ma'am. Y'all, I'm emotional. Y'all know that. So this is to a point where we know when we cry, we can't just stay there and cry forever. We have to do something. We have to do something to stop that pain. Amen. And we can turn to him. And we can turn to Gina. I call her Gina. Regina. Yes, we can turn to Gina. So in turning to you, because we just hope that the viewers will connect with you. How can they connect with you? You mentioned that you have other books. You mentioned that you have a CD. I know that you have a website. So would you share with the viewing audience how they can connect? Yes, ma'am. My email address is Harrell _Regina @yahoo.com to reach me. I also have a website on Wix. And you gonna put that up
Yes,
there?
we're gonna put all the information in the description box.
And all my books and stuff are on lulu.com. And my audio for my first book, I have that personally, so you can just contact me through email, and I can get that to you. But my books are 10, and my CD is $5. So it's
a bargain.
It's very important.
It's an affordable tool to have.
Yes, ma'am. Because that just let people know it's not about me. It's about God, and it's about who He's trying to reach. So that's the importance of everything.
Well, thank you once again, Gina. It's been a pleasure. You have truly touched my spirit and my soul. So definitely connect.
Yes.
We're going to take a short break, and we're going to bring on a life coach, Ronda Barnes. Thank you. Well, welcome back to the Just Right Review. I am super excited. I'm always super excited. I don't know. I just stay excited. That's a good way to be, actually, to stay excited, because you never know what's coming next.
Right.
But our guest now is Ronda Barnes, who is a life coach.
Yes.
And I got to tell a quick story, okay? I got to tell a quick story how we met Ronda, because Ronda is, like, when she comes into the room, she brings a light. We were having our United Way campaign.
Yes.
And Ronda had gone through the Strive program here in Greenville, and changed her life around and been successful. And she came to speak at our campaign, and immediately we were just like, we gotta connect with her. We need her back for something. I mean, just so full of life and so of energy, and we need that. So thank you for being here today.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go ahead and read your bio. Ronda S. Barnes is a personal development coach, inspirational speaker, and activist for victims of domestic violence. As a young mother, having her first child at the age of 17 and her third child by 22, life for Ronda started down a very difficult path. At the age of 22, she married her first love and became involved in a severely toxic marriage. Struggling with years of mental, physical, and emotional and sexual abuse, life came to a halt on July of 2011 when her husband, filled with rage, attempted to choke her repeatedly. Knowing there had to be more to life than this, she knew after this incident she had to make a change. Refusing to let the fighter inside of her die, she began to take the steps to secure a better life for herself and her children. Armed with a passionate desire to be the example for her children, she decided to divorce her husband and complete her education. Through perseverance, hard work, she received her bachelor's degree in business administration, managed from Shaw University, and went on to receive a master's degree in administration leadership from Central Michigan University. From this love for hurting, in January of 2015, Ronda started Ronda S. Barnes Coaching, a personal development coaching service, as well as My Essence, My Identity. Both companies assist individuals who are emerging out of abusive situations. So Ronda, you do quite a bit. You stay busy.
I do.
And if you would, I would like to piggyback a little bit on Gina's book that we were talking about, because this is so fitting that we have a life coach that can actually take us to the next step. In the book, it talks about us having pains and struggles, but these pains and struggles are to lead us, prepare, and strengthen us for our purpose in helping others. Is that something, as a life coach, that you would agree with?
Absolutely. Without pain, you don't know why you're here. The one thing I understood as I went through the situations that I did was my purpose was birthed from the pain.
Okay. From the pain. So it wasn't, so without the pain, then there would have been no purpose.
Right, because there are lessons in the pain that has to be relayed to other people. So without the lessons, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. Everything that I do now literally came from processes, tears, frustrations of what I had to walk through. And the way that God designed, this is just my opinion, but I believe the way that God designed us, the pain that we experience, the things that we go through, somebody is going to come behind us that will need what we received or what he taught us in the process.
Okay.
And so through the pain, through the struggle, through the hurt, he teaches us the what, when, why, and how. How we got there, what we went through, why we went through it, where did it come from, what's the foundation of it. And so these are all the things that I believe God allows us, because we only walk through it because we can.
Okay.
So he builds us up to help those who can't. Because those who can't also have a purpose for others who can't.
So the pain has to be there. The challenge has to be there.
Right.
So no one goes through life without challenges.
No.
And if you're going back for a degree, you're not going to go through that without challenge. Without the challenge or the investment, then there's no appreciation.
Right.
Which is something we hear a lot from Bishop O'Neill, our pastor. Without the investment, there's no appreciation.
Right.
So it's necessary. And I could get on a tangent about how people can become very shallow sometimes because they're kind of skipping through the lilies and there's no appreciation for really what they have. And that can happen with our kids because they don't see what we go through to provide for them.
Right.
So they don't appreciate what we provide until they actually grow up and see that. I want to talk a little bit about success because everyone has their definition of success. And a lot of times we think it's having a lot of money, a big house, and a fine ride. What would you say as a life coach, helping people get to levels of success? What is success?
As a life coach, success for me is when people receive an aha moment. When people receive that moment of breakthrough where they say, oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
That's what success is. Because that's my indication that you are moving beyond where you were.
Okay.
And that's my purpose. That's what my purpose is, to help people see and move beyond where they were, whether it's an inch or a mile, 15 miles, it doesn't matter. When you move, because that's deliverance. Deliverance is to be moved from one place to the other. So when you move from one place to the other in your thinking, in your perception, and how you view things, that's success.
That's for me. Thank you so much for sharing that. Because we always see success as something tangible. I have, therefore, I have success. But it's not that. It's really, as you said, when the light comes on and we have that aha moment, and then we can move from one stage to the next. The stuff will follow, but you got to have that moment.
Right.
That's good stuff. I'll put it this way. So you have a title in mind, but it may change as you continue to write.
Right.
And I can say that because I typically don't title my books until they're finished being written. And then the title will come alive to me when the book is done. So it may change. But what is the purpose, or what is the book going to be about?
The book is going to be a devotional to help people find peace in every situation. Peace is very important, especially when you're trying to move forward. And so we have to be provided with tangible things that we can grab hold of to help us move forward in our purpose of what it is that we're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
And without peace, you can't see. Without peace, you can't move. So I know the book will have a focus on clarity, helping us to receive clarity of vision, and clarity of thought.
Amen. And you do need that, because if your mind gets bogged down with the distractions and the day-to-day and the struggles, there's no clarity in mind. There will be no movement. You'll be in a place of chaos.
Right.
People a lot of times think that if you're a peaceful person, that you're a passive person. And that's not good. Peace annihilates chaos. So that's a powerful thing. And so we were talking about, as a life coach, you help people find a place where they can get to their mind, to a place of peace and clarity of thought. What would be an exercise or something that you would recommend, because people are battling daily with their thought process?
Exercise, first thing, when you got to get into a quiet place, a place where there is no sound. And this will be a process because we're usually used to running and bustling and going and doing. So you have to make a conscious, intentional effort to get into a place where it is quiet. as you sit in the quiet place, first thing, because I love God, Lord, forgive me. Forgive me for what I've done, any way that I've sinned against you. Forgive me. And then you say, Lord, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know why I'm angry. I don't know why is my mind running. And sit.
And sit. And it's not rocket science.
No, you sit until you receive. And in this process of sitting, you're going to feel like nothing's happening. You're going to feel anxious. Your legs, your body's going to move and all of that. You're going to have to bring it in and sit until when you are desperate for an answer, you will receive it. And you will do whatever it takes to stay there until you get it.
Wow. Would you recommend any reading material or anything at this time, or just to quiet you and God?
Reading material, the Bible is always good.
Okay.
When you are battling in your thought process, Joyce Meyers is always good. Okay. Anything from Joyce Meyers. Okay. Battlefield of the Mind, I have that book. I read it on a regular. I have her devotionals.
And I think other reading material would be your book that's coming out.
Yeah.
Your book. So I don't know. Can we ask what a target date would be for release? Can we, or it's a target date, so it's not written in stone.
Target date. I want to say August.
Okay.
That's my target.
Your target date is in August.
Yes.
And that will be a tool.
Yes.
That folks can turn to when they're trying to get to that place of clarity, because that's what the book is about.
Right.
So that will be
helping us see
and getting to a place of peace. And just as we're about to wrap up, just a few more things to help our aspiring authors out there. As you are an aspiring author, what is your writing plan? Because you have to have a plan. I can't stress that enough.
My writing plan is to self-publish, because I believe it's possible. And also because I want to receive the benefits of my work.
Amen. And there's nothing wrong with that. And self-publishing is becoming more and more popular.
Right.
When do you find your best time to write?
In the mornings. I am a morning person. Okay. After about 12 o'clock, my mind starts shutting down. Yeah. I'm at my clearest peak at around 5:30 in the morning, and that's just when I choose to get up. Do like 5 and 5:30 I get up, and that's where I hear the best. My kids are asleep. I don't have a TV. It's quiet. I don't have anything that could distract me, and that's when I write. And I can relate to that because I'm also a morning person, and that's when I do my writing. So that is the best time to write. You have so much to offer, and you guys couldn't get all the footage. Let me tell you, we had a counseling session up in here, okay? And I said up in here. Yes. And you're full of life, and you're full of deliverance. Yes. How can people connect with you? I have a website. It is www.rondasbarnes.net. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, yes. Periscope, I love Periscope. But the handle for all of them, because I have to be able to remember it, is RSB__ coaching.
Okay, RSB_ coaching.
Right. And you can, that's for everything.
You gotta connect, I'm telling you. She is definitely a light. She's helped me so much today. My life is going to be changed as of today. I'm serious, y'all. I'm serious. So what we're going to do is just take a really short break. I want to bring back Regenia Harrell, and so that she can share a little bit with our aspiring author. And I just want to thank you so much for being here, Rhonda.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So we have brought back Regenia Harrell, our author, and our aspiring author, Rhonda Barnes. And I think it's always great to connect. I truly believe in the power of connection and the power of networking. And you ladies have kindred spirits. You two didn't know each other before this?
No, man.
But they have. God does it. He knows how to bring the right people in the room. You have kindred spirits. Can you share any type of advice? Because you talk a lot about struggle. Yes. And what can Rhonda expect during this process of birthing the book?
Throughout this process, there will come some challenges. and you're going to be looking at what in the world, why is this happening? But it's just something just to block your view of what God tried to use you to do. And I just encourage you to just allow him to order your footsteps and to lead and guide you to how he wants you to walk your book out.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions for our author?
I think I've asked a lot of even before, but no, what you just said is exactly the question that I had for God. So, thank you.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen. Well, you are full of resources right here. You're looking at resources. Connect with Regenia Harrell. Connect with Rhonda Barnes. We all need help. If you need a life coach, someone that's going to get you from one moment to the next, where you get that aha moment for a place of clarity, then get some help. If you need a tool to help you understand your struggles, understand what your pain is all about, and knowing that the pain is necessary for the purpose.
Yes.
Connect with Regenia Harrell's book. I'm your host, Author Dorcent. Please subscribe to our channel. Together we can build great literary exposure, and we need your help to do that. So please subscribe, share with your friends, and thank you so much for watching.